We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep. The movement was begun by a scientist who discovered, quite by accident, these signals being sent. We have been lulled into a trance. Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered.
They want their weapons.
Look out for Charlie.
I want that son of a bitch dead. I want him dead.
Shopping cart, buggy, gas, petrol, cul-de-sac, court, 5G, millimeter wave weapon, soda, pop, highway, freeway, tennis shoes, sneakers, 5G, millimeter wave weapon. There is a lot of unrest going on right now. All by design to get you to turn on other people that have been turned on you. Everybody's been radicalized. They're a lifestyle before their name, whatever else. And they're being turned on each other in hopes that it will run parallel construction, while they blanket the globe in 5G. Here's what's going to happen. You can mark my words. They're going to poke and poke until all the sides can't take it anymore. Something has to be done. And then chaos will break out in the streets. And what will need to be done? The 5G system will need to be implemented into a millimeter wave weapon. And do you know the difference between 5G and a millimeter wave weapon? Absolutely nothing. Do you know what it would take? A flick of the switch. That's it. A flick of the switch to go from uninterrupted video games to a weapon that could hit your inner ear and your nervous system and drop you down. You could be running out of your house with your gun, ready to go take on the world in the middle of the Civil War, and they could drop you. When this system gets done, you won't be able to fight back. It won't matter whether you have a gun or not. Have you ever had an ear infection and gotten dizzy, or water in your ears and lost your balance? They'll be able to do this, and it won't matter whether you have earplugs in or not. You will drop to the ground like the world is spinning, like the drunkest you've ever been. And that'll be it. It won't matter. 5G, millimeter wave weapon. And they are going to find a reason to implement it. And it's going to be this chaos. This is the reason for the clown world craziness that they're pulling. They're trying to poke the bear. They want everybody fighting each other. They can sit 5,000-6,000 miles away in some tech firm that owns our shit and run it from there if they want. And no, it's not China, and it's not Russia. Not everybody is going to be in this fight. They're going to be people that are at home, you know, trying to watch their fucking whatever's on TV now. And they are going to say, look at all the chaos in the streets. We already have this system up for communication, for your video games, for your fucking beamforming technology telephones. But we need to switch this over to quell the chaos in the streets. That is what's going to happen. You people have played right along with the Pied Piper. Instead of facing somebody with a difference that has completely different ideas than you, you refuse to sit with them and say, Oh, you're into BMX? You're into skateboarding? You're into snowboarding too? You're into muscle cars? You're into imports too? Yeah, me too, man. And cross that barrier and humanize each other. You've allowed yourselves to dehumanize the other side. And both sides are absolutely guilty of this. And they've gone so far that they don't even look at each other as people anymore. Now they're just running around saying, these lives don't matter. These guys don't matter. These dudes don't matter. That is fucking A, insane, and B, the most weak-minded shit, because you have fell for the fucking trap. They talk about radicalization. The fucking news, television, and media has radicalized you. Absolutely. They're the radicalizers. And the worst part about these two-faced, slimy, spineless pieces of shit is that after they worked so hard to radicalize you, all of you, they use it against you and talk about the radicalization of America. And for those of you that are going along with the agenda and you think you have a seat at the table in your organizations, in your groups, you don't. They are gonna chew you up and spit you out. I can predict what's gonna happen because people don't change. The technology changes, things around us change, but people don't change. If you want to know what's going to happen, study Bolshevism. Everything is out of the Bolshevik playbook. I've been saying this for years, but what proved it to me is when this whole coronavirus thing took off, they started letting people out of jails and then putting political offenders in the jails. So I said, yeah, let's look this up. I bet the Bolsheviks did this. And sure as shit, the Bolsheviks let prisoners out, murderers, killers, rapists, to make room for political prisoners. They follow the same playbook always. Once every 100 years they rise up, try to kill 60 million people, and then they use somebody else as a scapegoat later, as a murderer. But what you need to get through your head and understand is they don't just come out and say, you know what, we're going to let a bunch of these prisoners go and start putting people in jails. We're going to use a virus to start picking people up. I was saying that too. There's always some bullshit pretext. You don't even realize it's happening. You have to pay attention to this shit. When they do this shit, you don't even know what's going on until it's done. Every fucking time. And that brings us back to the 5G. They are building this system right in front of you. This Death Star. Literally, they see it as the Death Star. They are building this fucking weapon system right in front of you. And no one's doing a goddamn thing about it. Because tennis shoe, sneaker, soda, pop, 5G, millimeter wave weapon. You don't understand what is being built. They are literally laughing at gun owners behind closed doors because these guys think that as long as you got your guns, you got your freedom. Well, you have the equivalent of a musket, and they have the equivalent of an atomic bomb. You guys are Jawas, sand people, and they've got the Death Star.